How to end your relationship. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Happily Committed channel. If this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because every time you hit this, when you hit the subscribe button, you get notifications every time we post a brand new video, and the more knowledge for you, the better. If you've already been a part of the community, welcome back. In case you do not know who I am, my name is Danny, and I'm the head coach of the Happily Committed project, as well as a head coach for the With My Ex Again project. And you've probably seen some of my videos on the Love Advice TV channel. So that being said, I do not want to waste any more time, and I want to jump straight into the subject for the day, which is how to break up with your partner. Now, I know this probably seems like a weird video, considering that this is the Happily Committed project and we work on keeping couples together. However, there are times where that is not possible. And the best option is to walk away from the situation in order to preserve your emotional and mental well-being, as well as that of your partner, right? Sometimes our partners may not even necessarily understand what they need or what would be best for them because they are so in it. You both are, and you're both having a subjective experience, and you're both feeling the feelings and wanting to make it work, but you don't really know how, and there's been a lot of damage that's been created, and sometimes it's hard to come back from that. And if you are in a position where you feel like the best option at this point is to walk away from the relationship, and maybe you are hoping that down the line you can reconnect and build something new, these are the best ways for you to do that. So, what is the first thing that you should do? Take your time. And I understand how frustrating that can be, because if you've already been feeling like you can't handle it anymore and you're suffocating and you just need out, me telling you to take your time probably makes you want to pull your hair out. But there's a reason for why I am saying that. It's very important to make sure that we are making the decision that we feel is right for us when we are not in a super heightened emotional state, right? So what is the likelihood of you being overly emotional right now while watching this video? Probably high if you are Googling and trying to figure out how to get out of your relationship. So take a breath. Actually, I'll do it with you. Take a breath with me. Ready? We're going to breathe in for 3. We're going to hold for 3, and we're going to release for 3. So breathe in for 3. Hold for 3. And release on 3. If you feel like you need to do that a few more times, by all means, do it. What I want you to do is get into a more relaxed state so that you can think about the situation a little bit more objectively. What are the reasons for why you think the relationship needs to end? What is not working for you? Why are your needs and expectations not being met? Have you communicated all of these things? Have you attempted relationship coaching or therapy or anything to try to mend the relationship, to try to repair or reconcile? If you have not tried any of these things yet, I would recommend trying some of these things before making the decision, right? Because I don't want you to be in a position where you end up regretting your decision. You come back trying to fight for the relationship, and now it's just going to be an uphill battle the entire time. So take a moment. I'm not telling you to take 3 months, 6 months, a year. That's completely up to you. But I am saying at least take a couple of days or a few days to really think about the reasons for why you want to walk away from the relationship. If you feel like you've done everything that you can to make the relationship work, and what you think is going to be the best thing for you moving forward. The second thing is prepare what you want to say. And I know this seems very weird and robotic, right? Because we are so wired for many of us when we are in a heightened emotional state to just kind of blah, get it all out. But that's not going to be productive. That's not going to help anything. And it is likely that you may either say things that you do not mean or not communicate things as clearly as you would like to in order to be able to move on from the situation. And that will only create more questions from your partner, which will overwhelm you, create more pressure, and then you may shut down altogether, right? So take time, write out what it is you want to say. It can be 3, 4, 5 pages, but try to consolidate it as much as possible. And the reason why I recommend this is because when you view it objectively and you read it, I'm sure there are certain things that you're going to pick up on that you'll say, oh, oops, I didn't mean to say it that way, or maybe I should say it this way, right? Not only that, but it'll create a sense of stability when you're going into the situation, right? If you're going into this completely blind and just kind of going off the seat of your pants, it's very likely that things will spin out of control because your partner is going to be very emotional when you present them with this information, right? So being grounded in what you want to say and being confident in what you want to say will make a huge difference. The third thing is be clear and concise. Don't over elaborate. Don't try to fluff it up too much. Be straightforward, clear, concise, and short. The reasons for why I do not feel the relationship is working at this point is because of X, Y, and Z. You know, I've really given this thought. This isn't a decision that I came to lightly. I have tried to communicate with you the way that I'm feeling, and I just don't necessarily feel like you're really understanding where I'm coming from. And because of these things, I've decided that the best thing for me at this point is to step away from the relationship, at least for a certain period of time. Right? Presenting the information in a very clear and concise way eliminates the amount of questions that your partner may have. And it's very important to remain as calm as you possibly can, because if you start to become emotional, they start to become emotional, it's just a hot mess. So taking the time and preparing for this is just as important as delivering the message itself. To be quite honest with you, I almost feel like preparation is 80% of this and the delivery is 20%. So invest the time in preparing. The fourth thing here is empathy. Be empathetic. As upset and as frustrated and as angry as you may be because you are now at a point that you're having to end the relationship and you didn't want to do this, but they are twisting your arm and they are not understanding you and they're not listening and you do not feel happy and fulfilled. I get all of that. I have been there before myself, but it is so important to remain calm in this situation because it will not only benefit you, it will also benefit your partner, and you won't get as much of an intense reaction if you remain as calm as you possibly can. And the last thing here is set boundaries. Be very clear with your boundaries. When you finally make the decision to step away from the relationship, it should be black and white. There should not be a gray area, right? So communicate what it is you need. So for example, I'm going to need to basically take my time and my space. So I would really appreciate it if you don't reach out to me for X, Y, and Z amount of time, right? I do not feel like we can really be friends at this point because I need to heal and I know that you need to heal. So I think it would be best if we just do not talk for the time being. And hopefully at some point down the road, maybe in a few months, we can reconnect and see where we're at, right? Setting very, very clear boundaries. And if for any reason your ex starts to cross those boundaries, setting harder boundaries, harder lines, right? Maybe you send them a message and say, hey, I've asked you to please not reach out to me. If you do continue to reach out to me, I am going to have to block you. I don't want to have to do that, right? Being very communicative through the process and being very clear with what your expectations are moving forward. Because in doing that, again, you eliminate that gray zone, which will be less confusing for you, less confusing for your partner, and it will actually facilitate a quicker healing and processing experiencing for you. If this is something that you, again, are struggling with and you don't necessarily know how to navigate and manage this, because look, at the end of the day, breakups are hard. Any way you spin it, a breakup is going to be difficult. I don't want to, look at the situation with rose-colored glasses. I want to be as realistic and transparent as possible. It's going to suck, but you will get through it. And as long as you prepare the best way possible, the outcome will not be as horrible if you did not prepare at all and just went into it blindly. if you feel like you need support, if you feel like you need help through this process, because I understand how difficult this can be, I am more than happy to help you. I would highly recommend booking a one-on-one coaching session to help you navigate your specific situation, because at the end of the day, everybody has a different experience. Everybody is going, even though a lot of the underlying processes may be the same, the situation and how you are processing it emotionally is very different than the next person, the next person, the next person. I understand that, and I'm more than happy to support you through that process. So if you feel like you need some extra help, book a one-on-one coaching session. I guarantee you it will help you gain new perspective, and it will help you through the process. To make your life easier, I'm gonna put a link in the description box down below. So you just have to click that link and it will take you straight to the coaching page, and you can book your session as soon as this video is done if you feel like you need that extra support and help. There is also an incredible training that we have created for you, and it is a moving on training, and it will be the next thing that you need once you make the decision to move on from the situation. I will also provide a link down below so you can just click on that and you don't have to worry about searching or trying to find where it is on our website. If you just want to check out the website, it is www.happilycommitted.com, and I highly recommend taking a look, perusing, and finding the content that we have there for you to help you through your situation. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I'll catch you in the next video.